Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be showing my process of making clay charms. Today we will make a flower, a house, a flower pot and also square charms which I will be coloring with acrylic colors. So let's get started with today's video. So I use cold porcelain clay to make the charms, and I also make clay magnets with the same clay. The clay is homemade. You can take 1 part of cornstarch and 1 part of PVA glue, and to that add oil. Any odorless oil works, or any oil works I guess, but its smell should not overpower. So I use coconut oil. You will also need vinegar, which acts as a preservative. And I also add white acrylic color to the clay, to the mixture, and cook it. So you will find this recipe anywhere on the internet. So I have not added it in this video. And to color the clay, I use acrylic colors or soft pastels, or I even sometimes use alcohol markers. And after we sculpt with this clay and after it dries, we need to clean it a bit. So I clean the charms using cotton swabs. And if the pieces are bigger, like magnets, I use a cloth, a clean cloth, and dip it in water and clean it. And when the clay dries, I use acrylic varnish to glaze the charms. And before glazing, I also use these eye pins. I also attach these eye pins to each charm. These are all the materials that are needed. So let's see the actual process of making the charms. So if the quantity of the clay is smaller, I use the soft pastel powder directly and mix with the clay. But if the clay piece is bigger, I mix water with the powder and then mix it with the clay. Because I feel when we add powder to the clay tends to dry faster. So mix any color you like. I have taken blue and knead it really well, because kneading makes the clay sticky and easier to use, easier to sculpt. I like making such teardrop shapes. You just have to make a round and taper it from one side and press it. You will get a teardrop shape. So I attached many such shapes to a smaller circle to get a flower. It is fun to make such smaller things like these charms, and it is also fun to use cold porcelain clay, but the clay dries really quickly, and I just don't like using glue all the time to stick the parts to one another. If the clay is softer, it sticks to the other clay really easily. But if it is harder and hard to knead, you need to stick it to one another with the glue. So one solution to this is to add a drop of water or even knead the clay with moist hands. That will soften the clay and make it sticky enough to use it. I did not plan anything before making this. I mean, the design is not that great or unique or intricate, but I plan the design and plan the color scheme beforehand. But playing with the clay also feels nice sometimes. I have always wanted to make a flower pot or a plant in a pot as a charm, but I did not know how to make the stem part. And now I understand it. Use a toothpick or any type of stick and wrap the clay around it. And now we can add other details to this to make a flower or a plant. We need a metal wire, I think, to make stems of a plant. This one here is the simplest design that I am making, as this is the first one. I have a lot of pot drawings ready, but drawing them is really quick. And I'm fairly new to sculpting, so that also matters. And on top of that, we need a lot of patience to sculpt. I'm currently working on that. I have made this house before and even recorded the process. Let's make smaller versions of it. I have already colored the clay and divided it into 3 parts. This is the last clay that is left, and I will need to make a new batch after this. When I first made this design, the windows and the door became thicker, so I will try to make those pieces as thin as possible. I only know one way of making the clay thin. You can press the clay between fingers, because if you go on to press it on any surface, it will stick to that surface and you cannot remove it. I made all the windows to the house and added lines to them. To roll the clay into threads, I use this slab and a protractor. If the clay is soft enough, this method gives nice thin threads, but it dries super fast, so we need to work quickly or we need glue to paste the pieces. Working on such small size is also satisfying. And as I have initially planned, this flower will be added with this house. And I made 2 more houses. The colors changed a bit, but that's okay. I will work on that next time. I weighed the clay to get the exact size and pressed like this to form a square. And then measured it 4 boxes on this cutting mat. I think that becomes 2 by 2 inches. That gave me the exact size square pieces. The cold porcelain clay needs at least 2 days to dry. These squares are all dry. I will clean them well and we can color them. I use plain water and a cloth to clean bigger or flat surfaced clay. That removes the top layer of the clay and becomes ready to use. I have already made some drawings for these charms. I gave a base coat to each and drew the designs. As I mentioned in the last video, I really avoid working with acrylics, and the main reason is they ruin the brushes. It's difficult to work in details with them. But strangely, I enjoyed making these paintings even though they are so small. I have made 3 of these and I will complete others soon. Let's add eye pins to them before glazing. This is my current setup to glaze the charms. I dip the smaller charms into the bottle and hang them on this bowl to dry. But turns out it's not that wise. I was glazing the flower charms before this and I dropped one flower inside the bottle. I couldn't think of any way to remove it rather than to pour the glaze out. So I kept it inside thinking I can remove it later. And on this day, another flower got stuck, as you can see. So I had to pour all the glaze in a bowl. And then I saw the first flower that was dropped inside was all melted inside. So this method is not very safe. I need to think of something else. The charms are all glazed and dry. They are available in my store. The link is in the description box below. Check out the store if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.